What's going on, guys? TomahawkWarrior here, and today I'm bringing you guys another deck profile. This deck is fairly OP because our commander is Rankle, Master of Pranks. I know I've used that joke before, but I don't care. I think it's hysterical. So Rankle's actually a really strong commander. He's 2 and 2 black for flying haste 3/3. His strength lies in his abilities of whenever he deals combat damage to a player, I can choose to do any of the following. I can have each player discard a card, I can have each player lose 1 life and draw a card, and I can have each player sacrifice a creature. So this deck is focused around Rankle's ability to control the board state, control people's hands, and then fill up my graveyard with cards that I choose. So, and then we're going to reanimate those creatures that I discard with some sort of reanimate spell to get a lot of advantage really quickly. So here's the deck profile. We have Artrine's Vessel, 1/1 lifelink human cleric. When he's sent to when he's in the graveyard, if he's reanimated, instead of coming back as a 1/1, he comes back as a 5/5 flying demon, which is fantastic. Duress, look at my opponent's hand, get rid of one non-creature, non-land card, get rid of a mana dork, get rid of a counter spell, get rid of a mana rock, whatever I need to. Really good at disrupting my opponent's hand. Also gives me the ability to see what's in their hand. Really good card to open on. Eye Collector, whenever it deals combat damage to a player, each player mills the card. Helps me fill up my graveyard. Fills up their graveyard with stuff that they probably don't want to lose. Also, he's at the end of the day just a 1/1 sacrificial creature. Foulmire Knight, 1/1 Death Touch, but more importantly, he's for 2 and a black. Draw a card, lose life. No problem. I'll gladly pay that cost. Draw a card. Knight of the Ebon Legion, the vampire that everyone hates to fight because once he starts getting big, he becomes a problem. But in the early stages of the game, he's here just to be a 1/2 creature, and at the end of the day, he's just a really cheap sacrificial card. Liliana's Steward, pay 1 for 2/1. Not the reason we're playing the card. Playing the card, tap, sacrifice it, opponent discards a card. Like I said, this whole deck is built around controlling my opponent's hand, so good card for only 1 black. Spectre Shriek, look at your opponent's hand. You may choose a non-land card from that, have it exiled, not sent to the graveyard, exiled. Really good for getting rid of something that my opponent can recover or wants to be in the graveyard. However, if it's a non-black card, you are going to exile a card from your hand as well. So make sure when you use this card that you have something that you can get rid of any of the cards above. Ideally, just make sure. And heck, if it is a black card, then yay for not exiling. Thieves Guild Enforcer, whenever it enters the battlefield under your control, opponent mills 2 cards. This also works when you cast other rogues like Rankle. Um, Basically, it's here just to help me mill. It's a 1/1 for 1. If I think I can get Rankle out with her, I might do it just to have more milling, but this deck isn't really designed around milling my opponent to death, more so just putting stuff in my graveyard, so it's here mainly as just a sack outlet with a cool mill effect. Vampire the Dire Moon, everyone's favorite vampire waifu, 1/1 Death Touch lifelink. Fantastic card for the early game, late game, sacrifice her to when I use Rankle. Blood Burglar, 2/2 vampire with lifelink on my turn. Again, pretty standardly just decent early drop. Use it as a sack card later on with Rankle. Corpse Churn, mill 3 cards. You may then return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Basically, this is here just for the milling effect. To get back anything I really need. Don't really want to get back one of my large creatures. I've used this card mid game to just get Rankle back from the graveyard, so I don't have to pay a massive amount of recasting from the command zone. Duskmantle Operative. It's a 2/2 human rogue. Works with Thieves Guild Enforcer to mill. But more importantly, it can't be blocked by creatures of power 4 or greater. So it can sneak in some damage late game to mid game. Again, it's here just because I can use it to sacrifice later on. Epic Downfall. Exile target creature with mana value 3 or greater. Use this to hit your opponent's commander, force it back into the command zone, get rid of a problematic creature. Fantastic card for only 2 cost. Dreaded Imp, flying 1/2. Pay 1, it gains Death Touch. It's here just to be a flying blocker. Infernal Grasp, destroy target creature, you lose 2 life. Help control the board. Yeah, that's that's why it's here. Mire Trion. It's a 2/1 Death Touch creature. When it enters the battlefield, you mill 2 cards, gain 2 life. Fills up the graveyard. Great card. Null Priest, Null Priest of Oblivion. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. So it is a resurrection card on a creature. Good card. Only problem is getting that kicker off, but if it's an early game, it's just a sacrificial card. If it's late game, I can do that. No problem. Orzhov Enforcer, it's a 2/1 Death Touch with Afterlife 1. Works with my Thieves Guild Enforcer. But yeah, mainly here, sacrifice itself, and then comes back with a flying 1/1 Spirit token. Call of the Death Dweller. Return 2 target creature cards with total mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. So this is going to get my Archfiend's Vessel back and make it a demon. It will also help me get back something like Liliana Stewart, the Ebon Legion, anything that I need that's cheap. And it does give it a Death Touch counter, so there is that. Grim Tutor, set your library for a card, put it into your hand. You lose 3 life. Why would you not pay 3 life for a tutor? That's only 1 more than Vampiric Tutor, one of the most played cards in regular Commander. Murder, destroy target creature, control the board. Oathsworn Knight comes into the battlefield with 4+1/+1 counters on it. For a 3 cost, getting a 4/4, I mean, really, it's a no-brainer. Playcrafter, when it enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature, planeswalker. Again, controlling my opponent's board is what this deck wants to do. Do note, if you don't have anything on the field, you will sacrifice Playcrafter. So it is basically a 3 cost for a 1 card destruction. If you can try to get something else, because on the field that wants to go to the graveyard, like the Archfiend's Vessel. If not, whatever. Heraldic Banner. It's here as a mana dork. When it comes into the battlefield, I choose a color. Creatures of that chosen color get +1/+0. Sometimes it works with Rankle, but more often than not, it's just a mana dork. Blood for Bones. As additional cost to this spell, sacrifice a creature. A lot of creatures I have are fine with being sacrificed. Return a creature from the graveyard to the battlefield, then return another creature from my graveyard to my hand. So this will let me get back something small, but more importantly, it's going to resurrect something really powerful to the battlefield. Carrion Grub. It's a 4 cost for 0/5. When it enters the battlefield, I mill 4 cards. Fantastic, fill my grave. And its power is equal to X, where X is the greatest power among creatures in my graveyard. So it comes in pretty big. Ideally, it comes in as a 10/5 if Ulamog's in the graveyard, but I mean, even coming in as a 6/5 and 8/5, fantastic. E to Extinction. Exile target creature or planeswalker. Fantastic. Get rid of something. Look at the top card of my library. I may put that into the graveyard. Perfect. Fantastic card for only 4 cost. Extinction Event. Choose odd or even. Exile each creature with mana value of the chosen quality. This helps to clear the board of tokens, or if your opponent's only playing like 1 cost mana dorks, just get rid of them all. Mindract Harpy. At the beginning of combat, on each of my turns, each player mills 3 cards. Helps fill up the graveyard. It's a 3/2 blocker, which is actually pretty good for a 4 cost. Might be a little high, but I mean, it's a good card for what we have access to in MTG Arena. Nightmare Shepherd. It's a 4 cost for 2/2 black for 4/4 flying. Whenever another non-creature token you control dies, you may exile it. If you do, create a token copy of that creature, except it's a 1/1 and a nightmare in addition to its other types. So it gives me another thing to sack. If I have a creature on the field that I do have to sacrifice, it'll come back as a 1/1 copy of itself. Yeah, I mean, it gives me just blockers normally. And at the same time, it is a 4/4 flying demon. So I mean, Don't hate on it. It's a good card. Paroxene Obliterator for 4 black. You get a 5/5 with trample. Whenever a source deals damage to Paroxene Obliterator, that source's controller sacrifices that many permanents. Yeah, ain't no one blocking this thing. Or they're gonna start sacrificing stuff. Again, you can bring it back with a resurrection spell or just cast it for 4. Costs the same amount as Rankle, and it's a creature that has to be dealt with. So really good card to have in the deck. Revenge of Ravens for 3 and a black. Enchantment, whenever a creature attacks you or planeswalker you control, so just me because there are no planeswalkers in this deck. That creature's controller loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Fantastic. Force my opponents to pay to hit me. Why not? Ritual of Suit. Destroy all creatures with mana value 3 LS, so it clears the boards of their mana dorks and any tokens. Bond of Revival. Best resurrection spell in the deck, besides one other. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste until your next turn. You ever seen Ulamog with haste? Fantastic. Clackerbridge Troll. 3 and 2 black for an 8/8 trample haste. Great card. Only problem is you do have to wait 3 turns to do anything with it while your opponent gets 3 goat tokens. I mean, it's still a really good card. Why would you not want it in the deck? Doom Whisper. 3 2 black for a flying trample 6/6. Pay 2 life. Surveil 2. Helps you look and set up your deck. Fantastic card to have in the deck. Believe me, that Surveil will come into effect more times than you can count. Edgar's Awakening. Return target creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. You may discard Edgar's Awakening. You may pay 1 black. When you do, return target creature card from the graveyard to your hand. Helps you get back Rankle in the late game. Other than that, it's another resurrection spell. Salvage. 5 cost for a sorcery. Return to a creature card or vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield, then put 2 +1/+1 counters on that permanent. If you control an artifact or enchantment, you're probably never getting those +1/+1 counters, but deck doesn't need it. You're just getting back something big and scary. Rise Again, the staple. Resurrection card. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Rise from the grave. Put target creature card from the graveyard into the battlefield under your control. Now, do remember this card does work on your opponent's graveyard as well as yours. Just keep that in mind. Summon Undead. You may mill 3 cards. Fantastic. Then return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Great. Fills up our graveyard with big scary creatures and then brings one of them back. Sir Conrad, the secret OP card of this game. For 3 and 2 black, he's a 5/4. Whenever creature dies or creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, aka if it's milled, or a creature card leaves my graveyard, Sir Conrad deals 1 damage to each opponent. You can pay 1 and a black. Each player mills a card. So this card works great with sacrificing, with milling. Fantastic card. This card will do a lot for you. And I actually have had this card win me a game or 2 with Rankle before. If you want to see that, go check my other Rankle video that I have. I'll leave a link down in the description box. Unbreakable Bond. Return target creature from the graveyard to the battlefield with a lifelink counter on it. You ever seen Ulamog with lifelink? You will eventually with this card. Glutton of the Umborg. It is a 3/9 frog spirit for 5. Yeah. Bring this card back with a resurrection spell. You get a giant creature card. That's why it's in the deck. Bolus Citadel. Really, really strong card. You look at the top card of your library at any time. You can cast lands or creature spells from the top of your library. If you do, you pay life equal to its mana value rather than paying its mana cost. So this will help you get big things onto the board as well, while having them in the safety of your deck at the cost of your life, which is fantastic. And then you can tap it, sacrifice 10 non-land permanents. Each opponent loses 10 life. So that'll work late game if you just need to squeeze in 10 damage with something like Conrad on the field. Really, really good card. Command the Dreadhorde, the best resurrection spell in the deck right now. Choose any number of target creatures or planeswalkers in graveyards. This works for both my graveyard and my opponent's. Command the Dreadhorde deals damage to you equal to the total mana value of those cards, but rather than being a single graveyard resurrection card, it resurrects multiple things. So this will get back 2 to 3 big creatures if you have the life for it. Steal 2 or 3 big creatures from your opponent. Best resurrection card in the deck. Dreadhound, when it enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. Perfect. Puts more cards in the graveyard. Whenever a creature dies or a creature card is put into the graveyard from a library, each opponent loses 1 life. So again, works with our little bit of milling that we have to deal a little bit of damage. It does add up over time, so don't knock this card. It's actually pretty good. Gravewalker, 4/2 black for a flying 5/5. Pay 5 and 2 black. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So it is a resurrection card on a creature. It is pretty pricey because it does cost more than I think every single other resurrection spell in the deck. But in the end of the day, it does do what it does well. Harvest those souls. For 4/2 black, you get a 5/5 with Death Touch. Whenever another token creature dies, you may draw a card. So this does help if you can get on the battlefield with a resurrection card. It will help when things start dying to draw cards, gaining advantage. Massacre Worm, secret OP card of every single black deck if it's not Circon Red. When it enters the battlefield, target creatures your opponent control get -2/-2 until the end of the turn. Whenever a creature your opponent control dies, that player loses 2 life. This is the best card to use against token generating decks because when all those tokens die, your opponent loses 2 life for each one. So this combined with Sir Conrad, combined with Dreadhound, will win you games. You don't even need Dreadhound. Literally, just Sir Conrad, Massacre Worm. You win the game. Fantastic card. Onto the High Tower. It's 4 and 2 black for a 3/3. Sounds like absolute dog. Does have flying, does have lifelink. Reasons in the deck is because whenever it attacks, defending player discards a card. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, put a +1/+1 on the Haunt of the High Tower. Get this out as quickly as you can. This card will get huge really quick. I have personally seen Haunts of the High Tower flying around being 21/21s with Rankle as a commander. So do not sleep on this card. This card is a problem. Demon of Loathing, 7/7 flying trample. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player sacrifices a creature. Again, help control the board. You're never going to be playing the 7 mana this card requires. You're going to be playing 4 or less, maybe 5. Great card. Gloom Sower. Whenever it becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller loses 2 life. You gain 2 life. So if your opponent chooses to block this, they lose 2 life. I gain 2 life, which is great. If not, it does hit for 8 damage. Again, you're never going to be paying its actual mana cost. You'll be paying a lot cheaper, which makes it a good card. My Giant, when it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target opponent for each creature card in your graveyard. This whole deck is about putting stuff in the graveyard, so when it comes down, this card will actually deal quite a bit of damage if played at the right time. So, really good card. Will help win out games when it does come in at the right times. Whispering One, 6/6 Phyrexian Praetor. Swamp Walk. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Hey! At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature. Board control. You're never paying the 7 mana for it. For a 6/6 Swamp Walk, amazing card. Withering Necromance. The spell costs 1 less for each creature card in your graveyard. It's a 5/5 with Death Touch. Costs 1 less for each creature card in my graveyard. I want to put cards in the graveyard, so this card is going to come in really cheap. This card, don't resurrect it, just cast from your hand as a 5/5 Death Touch. The Foul Blooded, 8/8 Flying Trample. Pay 2 life, sacrifice another creature. Search your library for a card. Put that card into your hand and shuffle. It is a tutor on an 8/8 Flying Trample Demon. Fantastic. Fantastic card. Will allow you to search out your Massacre Worm, Sir Conrad, Dreadhound, Command the Dread Horde. I could not say enough good things about this card. Villainous Broker of Blood, flying 8/8 demon. Pay 2 life, target creature gets -1/-1 to the end of the turn. Whenever you lose life, draw that many cards. Really, really good creature. As you're pinging down an opponent's creature, giving it -1/-1s, you're drawing cards. Whenever you lose life because of whatever the hell your opponent's doing, you draw cards. Fantastic card. Void Beckoner, 8/8 Death Touch. Whenever you cycle Void Beckoner, you put Death Touch counter on target creature you control. That doesn't matter. It is an 8/8 Death Touch Nightmare Horror. One thing that you got to remember with this card is it does have the cycling on it. So it's in your hand, ditch it to the graveyard, allows you to draw a card, and then you're going to bring it back later for much less than the 8 that it wants to be cast for. Actually, a really good card. Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. Why would you not play this card in a Resurrection deck? You'll never get the, when it enters the battlefield, exile 2 permanents part of it. So you just get indestructible, and whenever it attacks, defending player exiles the top 20 cards of the library. Oh no! No, for real, for real. Ulamog, fantastic card. Cauldron of Eternity. This card is so good. The spell, it costs 2 less for each creature card in your graveyard. All I want is creature cards in my graveyard. So it costs really cheap. Whenever a creature you control dies, put it on the bottom of its owner's library. Hooray! I don't mill myself. And then I can pay 2 in black, tap, pay 2 life, return target creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. So, let's see. It comes in really cheap. It prevents me from milling myself to death. And then it is a resurrection for 3. Broken. And then we get onto our lands. We got a Reliquary Tower because, we do draw quite a bit with this deck, so why not just have no maximum hand size? Phyrexian Tower, sacrifice creature, add 2 black. I mean, I'll take a turn 2, turn 3, turn 2 Rankle if I can cheese it out properly. But yeah, that is the deck, ladies and gentlemen. We do run 37 creatures and 38 lands. So let's see how this deck performs. What do we got? We got Rankle versus the Scarab God. Oh, okay. I haven't played this matchup in a while. It's been actually quite a while since I've played against the Scarab God. We have 3 lands. We do have a resurrections. We have 2 resurrections and a turn 3 drop. Not the worst. I'm gonna keep it because I'm a firm believer that things could get worse. So I'll take this because I can work with this hand. Play the Reliquary Tower. Unfortunately, we don't have any turn 1 or 2 drops, so he's gonna get to hit us first, which might be a problem. I'm not too worried though. I honestly think that once the deck gets going, we'll be alright. Turn 4 drop. Plays another land and Fellstinger score. Exploits target creature. Draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Okay. Okay. Alright. I'll cast my Oathsworn Knight. See what he does. Okay. Another land. And Murderous Router. Okay. There's the last land I needed, so I'll play Rankle. Punch him in the face. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, ditch that. I'd like to just try to dig and get something a bit better than what I have right now. Gloomslower and the Giant are good, but I'd prefer to have something like Villas or Ulamog or that Phyrexian card. Just something that's a bit more threatening than just that, but it's good enough. It's good enough. So let's just murder that. And play this. Help mill him a land and the card that makes zombies. Okay. It's gonna dig again. And ditch the giant. I also need another land to activate any of my return spells, so bigger creature or something that's gonna resurrect. And not resurrect, a land so I can resurrect. Blech. Sorry. Eliana Dreadhorde. She's gonna sacrifice 2. Yep. Fun. Alright, Rankle goes back to the command zone. Hmm. Did not mean to click on him. I just wanted to read an effect on him real quick. Mill 3 cards. Grave. Gloomsower or the giant? I don't get that much damage off right now. Yeah, so I might as well play this. And I have to kill that, which is unfortunate. That's what I was looking at. I was looking to see if I could direct the damage from the giant onto the Liana so I could have the giant just attack him. And I just wanted to double check that when Rankle, he has to hit a player for his ability to trigger, not just the planeswalker. Okay, so I got some options with what I can do. Destroy target creature. Okay. I feel like that was a big card for that. Could bring back the Gloomsower. I could bring back the giant. Military cards, yes. Land, something I don't care about, and that. So bring that back, see what he wants to do. He could kill it, which is fine, I guess. Okay, so I'll play the Scarab God, okay? Kind of annoying. Alright, so let's just flood the board right now with some cards. I'm assuming he either has or he will surely draw into a board wipe soon. So let's just play a bunch of little things right now. There's no point, and plus I have nothing to go get with my Rise from the Grave, but putting cards in the graveyard will help with getting the Basalt the Chalice later on, so I'm fine with these little scrubs dying if they do. And he took the damage, which I didn't. I thought he would have blocked it with his pirate or champion, sorry. He's sitting on 7 open mana, so you're gonna make a pretty big play. I'm just wondering what his thoughts are. Exile token creature card. Okay. Yeah, I don't. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's not really anything in the graveyard for either one of us to get, which is nice. Um, Play Rankle. And everything will attack because there's no reason to not. Okay. He'll block that. That's fine. I can get that back next turn. He doesn't have anything that can block Rankle. Okay. This token's going to kill the vampire waifu. And he's going to block with the Scarab God? Okay. I didn't see that coming. Sacrifice. Yeah, I'll just use this. We do get to draw a card, however, it will put him down to 2. I'll get rid of this because I can bring it back if I need to. And he'll have to sacrifice his other guy. Scarab God returns to his hand. Yeah, I'm pretty good with whatever happens next. I have a Resurrection, I have the Grub, I have Rankle, creatures of the chosen type. Okay, so he's gonna kill Rankle. He's got one, two, three, four open mana, so he can't recast his commander. Or sorry, the Scarab God. Um, put Rankle in the graveyard because I can just bring him back next turn with Rise from the Grave. Liliana. Mill 3 cards. Alright, so he's trying to gain some life. Cool. Alright. Nothing in your deck that I care about. Um yeah, let's double check, but nah. The only thing to get is Wrangle here. Turn creature from the grave to my hand. Like, is there anything I care about? Not I mean, I guess I can get the Withering Necromance. Ooh, okay, that was actually a really good mill. And my opponent's turn, sorry. GG, dude. Alright, we got Rankle versus Milk. God Elias. Don't recognize that commander. Okay. So we got a 2-drop and 3 lands. It's just the I'm gonna keep this hand for 3 lands. And just battle into point reveals their hands. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So like I was saying, I'm gonna keep this hand because I do have a 2-drop. With the cards that I have, I can cycle them into the graveyard with Rankle, so I'm actually okay with this hand. And, we drew a land turn 1, so, we got the 4 lands we need to actually make the deck do stuff. Only problem is that I have no return spell, so I'm going to need to start digging for those once I get Rankle out. I will block it because I do get a spirit when it dies. And that does help fill up my graveyard for my Withering Necromancer. Or Necromass, sorry. Yeah, it dies, gives me a spirit token. Alright, perfect. There's a resurrection spell. One more turn, I get Rankle out. Murder. That's a little much for a token, but okay. Fine by me. Obnixilis. Okay. That's that's annoying. I don't think Massacre Worm's gonna do as much right now. Harvester would do okay. Yeah. Depending on what he plays. I want Massacre Worm in the graveyard for just to have him there. Um, because I'm gonna play Rankle. And unfortunately I'm not gonna hit him. I gotta keep this Obnixilis down. So we'll see what he plays. If he tries to like flood out the board or whatever, Massacre Worm will be good. Otherwise I don't have to wait a turn. Discard a card. Oh, perfect. Please help me fill up my graveyard. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, he didn't have a choice. He couldn't activate his other abilities. Alright. We'll activate this to bring back my Gloom Sower. Massacre Room really wouldn't do anything, so there's no point in bringing it out. Alright, so I'll send Rankle at him. This attacks him directly. Destroy target creature. Planeswalker. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fair. He didn't want to take 8 damage that turn. I don't blame him. My turn. Alright, so I'm 1 off of being able to cast Command the Dreadhorde. So I will play the Withering Necromance for cheap. Might as well play Eye Collector as well. So this way, if he summons his commander next turn, I can sacrifice Eye Collector off of Rankle's effect. Ah, that sucks. um, we will each discard a card. Get rid of Harvester of Souls. He's got nothing in his hand. So he's top decking right now, which is exactly what I want. Burn the house down. Crap. That's unfortunate. And we didn't draw a land. Okay, so we're gonna do this where we only get to play with 5 lands. Sad. The graveyard is looking pretty good. We got Massacre Worm, Bloomsower, Withering Harvester. We got stuff that we can do. And he casts his commander. And he's going to equip it. Okay. Oh, perfect. If I can get one more land and get this out, perfect. But I do have to get another land. And unfortunately, there's nothing I do to speed that process up. Um, okay. Not a land, but a really powerful card in Sir Conrad. Seize the spoils. Draw 2. Okay. Man, he is top decking really hard. If I get one land, I can do everything I want to right now. Not a land. All right. Well, we'll do this the old-fashioned way. We'll play the late game. Just gonna attack with Sir Conrad, which will give him his +1/+1. Yeah. Just get a land. I can do a lot of things. He's got a lot of land too, which is kind of scary. Deal 3 damage to target creature. The one time the ability comes in hand. Let's go. Let's go. OP broke. Create 2 tokens. Okay. Paid a lot of mana for that. And we did get the land. Perfect. Gonna play Rankle. We all discard. Choose this. Make him discard the only card he had in hand. So he top decks again. Man, dude, I love Rankle being able to control people's hands like this. Okay, he plays his commander. Okay, okay. The top card of each player's library. Planeswalker becomes a creature. Okay, he's gonna exile Rankle. That's fine. There's no point in putting him in the grave because I'm literally gonna look to swing out next turn. So, baked into a pie. Okay. Command the Dreadhorde. Nothing in your graveyard. I only do need to pay this, so just in case he's able to do something, I'm not gonna pay a million life. Any surrender, sorry. GG, dude. Good game. Alright. We got Rankle versus Red Blue. Okay. It's actually a good hand. 3 lands, a 2-drop, 3-drop. Okay. That's fine. I can actually I can work with this hand. Oh, it's this commander. Okay, I know this planeswalker. Okay, so Rankle versus a control deck. Let's see if I can out control a control deck. Should be fun. This actually be a really good test to see how well Rankle board control works against a deck designed around controlling the board. Alright, turn 2, play the vampire. Am I gonna eat a shock? No? Okay, cool. Yeah, I doubt that he's gonna waste anything this early on a 2/2 vampire. Alright. He has no creatures, so he has to discard a card from Playcrafter. So see what he chooses to do. It'll be a sorcery or an instant of some sort. He does have 2 mana open and he hasn't played anything, so I guess he didn't draw his little dragon. or whatever that goblin card is that these decks love to run, where whenever you cast a spell they get bigger. Okay, so it's a bounce. That would have been annoying. Glad I don't have to deal with that. Alright, does he play his commander this turn? No? Okay, he's just gonna leave 4 mana open. Okay. I'm probably gonna lose Rankle here. He's not gonna let me cast it when he has 4 mana open. Yeah. Oh well. It is what it is. Rankle's cheap enough that I can get him out again in 2 turns. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, there's his commander. Alright, so he's gonna look to set up his hand with that. And then just shoot down and bounce whatever I try to summon. Yeah, though. With him being out of mana, I cast a really big creature. Alright, so I can use my vampire to keep his commander under control and threaten his life points with my frog. So if I'm him, I'm gonna bounce the frog or kill it and just not deal with that. But that is gonna take up quite a bit of his mana. So if I can draw another land, I can play Rankle next turn. And if he does kill the frog, it does make my Cauldron of Eternity cheaper to cast. Won't be next turn, but we're getting there. See what he's really deliberating on what he wants to do. Yeah, he's in a bind. He is in a bind. I'm thinking that we're gonna try to go for this. So if I'm him, I'm gonna keep enough mana open to kill Rankle again. But I need 2 turns. The top 3 cards let's put them into your hand. Okay. An opt. Oh, he's digging. He's digging for something. Okay. So I was right. He was gonna get rid of something. Oh, he got rid of the vampire? Oh, okay, you can do both. Okay, perfect. Nicely done. However, I do get Rankle now. I don't think there's any 1 cost red spells that do 3 damage, so I should be safe to play Rankle. Alright, perfect. Yeah, he has nothing to stop this. I am going to swing Rankle at him. And now let's ditch a card. There's no point in sacrificing because he has his little dude to sacrifice, and I don't want him drawing cards, so. What does he ditch? Unsummon. Okay. Happy that that's gone. Yeah, this is where playing the style of Rankle deck that I am is nice because even stuff in my graveyard is pretty much a second deck with the way my deck works. Now I just gotta try. Hopefully, here what he does is he just burns mana on something that he doesn't need to. So I do have 2 good creatures in the graveyard. So I'm gonna swing Rankle, see what he does. See if he bounces it with some sort of return. Brazen Bower. Okay. Okay. So they kill each other. I do have Command the Dread Horde, so I can just bring him back. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna throw him in the grave. Now activate this. I'm gonna bring back all 3. And Playcrafter, when he enters, is gonna force him to sacrifice something or ditch a card from his hand. See what he does. But yeah. I'll sacrifice Playcrafter. So what are you gonna do? You didn't have a counter spell in hand, clearly, or you would have stopped my command the Dread Horde. Okay, sacrificed a creature. I don't really want to sacrifice Rankle, so never mind. I was thinking about it, but I was like, no, I really don't want to do that. Alright. He's got a ton of land. Yeah, I don't really have anything in my graveyard that I would cry over losing, so if he destroys my graveyard, it's fine. My turn. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna Grim Tutor. See what he does. Okay, he lets it go. Perfect. I'll take Ulamog. Alright, I'll send the demon at the Planeswalker and Rankle at him. See what that card in his hand is. See if he's saying. I wonder if he saves his commander or if he shoots Rankle. So I don't think he'd bounce Rankle if he has like a bounce card. Okay. Perfect. He's hurting. If he had something, he would have activated it. So let's just ditch a card. Because I want Ulamog in the graveyard, and I want to see what that card in his hand was. Oh, it was a shock. Ah, okay, not quite enough to kill Rankle. Alright. Next turn, I get Ulamog back. See what he does. Draw 2 cards, jumpstart. Nice. One, two, three, four. He could jumpstart again, but I don't know if I do that. Okay, he drew a land and something. And he's gonna search again. And he surrenders. Alright, GG. Out control a control deck. Alright. So that's the zombie commander, isn't it? 3 lands. Resurrection. Okay, I can make this work, I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give up Villas. Demon of Loathing's pretty good. Harvester of Souls is pretty good. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep the hand. Okay, perfect. A 2 drop. So don't play anything turn 1, that's fine. Whenever one or more zombie creature dies, creates a zombie. Okay, cool. So just play the 1 drop. I'm looking to ditch Villas on Rankle's first discard. Play Swamp. Might as well attack because might as well. Black Market Connections. Hmm. I wonder if this is gonna be somehow like a treasure deck using Revel and Riches to win. Ulamog. Nice. Okay. So it's basically a mana rock just with a few extra steps. Alright. Soul Shatter sacrifices with the lame. Yeah, let's put him back in the command zone. That sucks. Yeah. No reason to attack. Alright, so he's got 2 mana rocks out. He's got 6 mana. It's pretty annoying. Ooh, Massacre Worm. Alright. I get 1 more land. I can deal with whatever kind of nonsense he wants to do. It becomes night, gain a life, draw a card. Okay. He's digging for something. The second card he's drawn. Alright, he plays his commander. Alright, so he went into the dungeon. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna block. Because it gives me a spirit when it dies, so I'll have another blocker. Beat of your step. Okay. Void Beckner. Okay, I didn't draw a land, which sucks. Yeah, I'm just gonna cycle it. Okay, so I can't do anything this turn. Next turn, I will cast Heraldic Banner, and it'll give me the mana I need to play my Massacre Worm. Okay. Things are doing okay. And he's getting some really good use out of that card. I wonder what he's looking for. Tainted Advisory. Okay. He's starting to get out of control. So if I didn't have Massacre Worm, I'd really need a board wipe. 5 damage. Yeah. Yeah, I'll block. There's no point in not blocking. I know next turn I'm going to take a ton of damage. There's no point in letting him get another free 5 damage in. Still not another land. Okay. Well, play the Heraldic Banner. Next turn I get to cast stuff. So it's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 17 damage I'm going to eat next turn from his zombies. It's quite a bit. Tap. Oh, can he kill me with that? It's tap 3, right? No, okay, he can't kill me with it, but damn. It's going to be pretty close. However, the more zombies he does have, the more damage Massacre Worm is going to do to him when it comes in. Create 2. With the K, you exile 2 cards from graveyards. Yeah, okay, there's nothing in here I cared about. What are you doing, dude? You have 1, 2 mana open. 3 mana open, sorry. Enter into the dungeon. Create a treasure token. Beginning, okay. Alright, that's 6 mana. We play the Massacre Worm, and glorious things are gonna happen. He has 1 mana open. Black doesn't. Okay, he paid 1 mana. What are you doing with that? What are you doing with that? Oh, he's gonna try to sacrifice the zombies. That's smart, so he doesn't take as much damage. Smart, smart, smart. He can do what? 1, 2, 3. 2 more times? 1 more time? Yeah, that should be it, right? That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, get. Dude, he's doing really good to get rid of these zombies, but that's still 11 creatures that are gonna die, right? Whenever a creature dies. Oh, it creates more? Oh. Massacre Worm OP. GG's, dude. Alright, guys, and that does it. That is the deck profile with several games showing you how the deck works. like I said, secret OP cards of the deck: Massacre Worm, Ulamog, and then Rankle himself just being an absolute nightmare to deal with the amount of control that he gives you. Fantastic card. I'm actually building this deck in real life. Videos of those games will be coming out shortly, so stick around for that. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.